Welcome to Mirth, Magic, and Mayhem, the AARPG's new actual play series using the Dragonbane RPG by Free League Publishing. I'm Nathan, your host, co-GM, and I'll also be playing Brains, the idiot Wolfkin thief. Let's meet my friends and fellow cast members.
I'm Malcolm, your co-GM, and I'll also be playing Karyn Rinesmith, the judgy halfling bard.
Hi, I'm Tyr, and I'll be playing Dane Ringson, a human scatterbrain scholar.
I'm Chris, and I'm playing Sigyn, Elven Huntress.
Hey all, this is Anthony, and I play Korgan, and he wants to remind you,
You should go and get stuffed.
Hello everyone, this is Sean. Now we'll be playing Balor Banefire, a dwarf artisan specialist.
I'm Tim, AARPG's latest temporary double secret probationary player. I play Quiverwing, the enchanting Mallard whose spellbinding plumage shivers like distant lightning on a moonlit night.
Together, we'll explore ancient secrets of a long-forgotten empire, facing challenges and forging our destiny in a world where every castle, cave, and crypt holds the echoes of a bygone era. Get ready for an epic journey filled with laughter, suspense, and unforgettable moments in the Misty Vale.
Hey everyone, Sean here. Welcome to our AARPG podcast where we're playing Dragonbane. Tonight, I'm sub-hosting for our host Nathan, who got lost on a tangent. Say hi, Nathan.
Hi. Hi, Nathan.
So tonight, Malcolm will be running our show.
Thank God.
He and Nathan co-DM, but Malcolm is in charge. He's about to basically rage quit if we don't start the game. So for a quick recap, I'm going to go to my good friend Tim to do the recap, because Tim keeps copious notes.
Wow.
He was actually here last week.
Wow.
Tim drinks way too much to take copious notes.
But we'll correct you. So Tim, could you give us a recap?
No, I can't. I'm sorry.
Okay, forget that. So last week, the party made its way down into the crypt, where the players were.
Yeah, we made nice with a ghost, with a group of ghosts.
Hacha Bonebreaker of Clan Tachuk.
We had an argument about how many pieces of the statue we had already found. Turns out the answer is 3.
Yes, 3.
Yes, 3 now.
Correct.
I got it right. And so there's a 4th piece yet to go, and this is where Malcolm takes over. Aww. Tony has spawned children.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Tony's just hugging his daughter, which is a loving act for all our viewers who cannot see what's going on. There's nothing.
She's now on the podcast. Let her know.
Good night.
The part of Tony will be played by.
So now we have to pay her a royalty for being on. Thank you, Tony.
She's in the credits now.
So Malcolm,
I'm not
please
giving
take
up
over.
that 2 cents.
She's
All
in
right.
TAG, Podcast Actors Guild.
So, having completed and found the... you found a piece there? Yeah.
Yes, we did find
Yes.
it.
We have 3 pieces.
That's what we argued about.
Having the
Malcolm.
party yet located a 3rd piece of the statue of Dane, which may open up a treasure untold and find the sword.
Umdurman.
That is not Uma Thurman.
Umdurman.
Umdurman.
No,
Umdurman.
it was clear, you clearly said Uma Thurman. That's the name of the sword. Uma Thurman, yeah.
Forged by the Dragon Emperor 800 years ago, the Blade of Life.
The party founded the part of the statue, left the haunted marshes, and took refuge at the Rhodes Inn. The same inn that they had happened to have freed from its curse, and therefore were entitled to a free drink. And
Well, we almost bought a tower.
And because the money they confiscated or reappropriated from the bandits, they were able to pay for their meals, baths, and breakfast the following day, as well as their lodging in the common room for that evening.
Thanks, Groupon.
Yes. I, Balor Banefire, thankful for this.
So, while the majority of the party chose to stay in the inn with its baths and its meals, 2 of the party members, being adherent to their beliefs, chose to take refuge under the stars out in the wood.
I mean, I did bathe first.
Yeah, you did bathe first.
I didn't.
Well,
my plumage is perfect.
And while out there in the wilderness, in the dark of night. They are happened upon by two other travelers. After a quick discourse and an assessment of one another, they believe they have come to the conclusion that they have no particular animosity and make a happy camp of four.
What?
Yeah, two Wolfkin who are traveling to the far west to speak to the Oracle. Share a camp with you. They do warn you that there are certain haunts in the swamp and chose to avoid it by using the Broken Bridge ferry to get across.
I don't mean this in the wrong way, but you guys seem awfully smart to be Wolfkin.
There was a flattening of ears and a narrowing of eyes.
What my friends mean? What my friend means is...
I'm just saying you're smart.
She goes, I happen to be a scholar.
What my friends means is the
her name
one
is
we...
Brada Sagehall, and she's a scholar. So when she's traveling to talk to the Oracle about a dream she had concerning a temple with pillars on a stone outstretched across the great chasm in a wood that is all dead around it. She has been told that it's supposedly some sort of temple built by elves. The mistress of the winds, who lives far to the west of her people in the mountains, east of her village in the mountains, told her to go to the Oracle, who will be able to help her define where her journey must go.
Is there any chance that the Oracle that you're seeking has more than 4 legs?
We do not know. We have not seen that Oracle.
Does this Oracle live in a cave?
Yes, from the description, she lives in a cave. Yes. And as a matter of fact, I've done the research. Apparently, it's not too far from a small sheep village.
Yes.
Named
yes, it is.
Hollow. Might be a little problem with that.
Yeah. You might want to give it a couple of weeks.
Really? She goes, it'll probably take us that long to get there. We're going to head to Outskirt first.
Good plan. Yes, go with that. And watch out for the spiderlings.
Oh, and the cavern down into the void.
And you've seen the Dark Rider, I'm assuming.
Yes, we have seen the Dark Rider.
Is this happening inside or outside?
Outside.
We're not
okay,
part
that's
of that.
why.
In the woods.
So, also stay away from the glowing mold spores.
And I can't emphasize enough, always carry at least a cake with you. 1 cake at least, in case you meet a mage.
Oh, always. She actually has one wrapped up.
Oh, good.
And does give you a cake.
Oh, thank you.
I got this cake for
And here is my ceremonial cake back to you.
Oh, I'm a scholar. I'm not a mage. I
What are you, a fucking
I was
baker?
told by the mistress of the winds that I should probably take a cake with me, so I keep a small. These were made by the Well, it doesn't matter. She just
Let us enjoy the cake together.
Yeah. Anyway, the night passes without incident, and the following morning, those in the wood wake up to a breakfast of green tart apples, soft creamy white cheese, roasted rabbit, seasoned with rosemary, and a bit of flatbread infused with garlic and herbs.
Oh, I like Wolfkin.
So this is stuff you never get when I run. Like
Flavor?
Meanwhile,
food descriptions.
those who stayed in the Rhodes Inn, all packed together in the common room because that's what you could afford after your baths. But it's your own room. I mean, all of you are sort of together, but still together. You're woken up by the smell of bacon.
Oh, Sean?
And when you make your way down the hall to the room, there is bacon and blood sausage, a porridge that
Just
is...
got that, Koopa. Just got it.
Porridge that is sweetened with golden honey and blackberries. There are eggs fried in butter, fresh loaves of bread with large crocks of butter, salty butter, baked apples with sharp cheddar cheese, and a thick soup of barley and venison from the previous night.
Wow. Dane will already be in the common room working
The
on 3
Turdberry
books.
halflings are already wolfing down their bit, but Stig Stonehill does wave you over to his table, which is, it's got a same. It has a leg spread out on it, and he's the only one sitting there. But there's enough chairs for all of you.
Yeah, I'll go sit with him.
To which he will then go and tell you about the time he almost saw a basilisk, but if you do, you turn to stone. So obviously I didn't. And he goes on. But generally, it's a very wonderful morning.
Oh, Balor enjoys
Filled with good
himself.
food. And reasonably good company for some of you.
Balor actually cleaned up last night. He's all clean for a change because, the essence of his smithy was washed off him with the mud, so he has to find a place. He's a little uncomfortable, actually. Balor's like, oh, the food is excellent, but I feel I do not feel.
Is this
good.
the first time we've seen this?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Balor?
Please don't. I feel ashamed right now.
It'd be great if you see Balor and he's like that anime clean, like just like beautiful. Like,
he has changed his voice. Hello, my friends. It is I, Balor Banefire.
It's got the glinting anime specs.
Yeah. He actually looks like 20 dwarven years younger than he actually is now. He's like, oh yes, I feel a little out of sorts. I just had to unfortunately have to reset myself. I wish there was a forge around. Oh, but anyway, this food, I'll eat away my troubles. He just enjoys himself.
But there is plenty, and you guys can eat your fill. And you do notice a certain proprietress looking over, occasionally checking the progress on your food. There is no refills of food, just her watching to see how far down you are on it. And when you're halfway through, she does swing by and says, "So you'll be leaving today?"
Yes.
Well, all right.
Dane's got like 2 or 3 books up and is looking at pictures, trying to find history on the orc clan, the clan Tachuk, to see if there's anything mentioning the banner or any of the other notable items that we found, or even the fountain that was located in that cave.
As far as the fountain, it is noted that basically that used to be an actual shallow lake where all the marshes were during the Emperor at Dane's time. It was a Dragon Empire, and it was a watchtower on what was considered their sort of southeastern frontier. And then there was then found this spring discovered there, and it became a place where oaths were made by various knights and those who wished to have an unbreakable sort of trust made or proven at that place. So people would make pilgrimages out there, taking a small flat boat over to the outpost and going down below to the spring. As far as the banners and as far as the nature of the Taruk, there was a series of conflicts that occurred. They're mostly alluded to based on accounts from various works as far as history, because most of those sort of wars happened after the humans withdrew from the valley after the Dragon Empire fell, and the mist came in, and the orcs came in and sort of inhabited the valley since then. But they've only recently withdrawn, which is why outskirts and every place has just started rebuilding, started moving back in the areas that orcs have begun pulling out of the valley. So there were a series of sort of tribal wars that were happening between various orc factions. And that's the only thing you have. That maybe it was one of those or some great crusade.
Did the orcs finish before they pulled out of the valley?
Well, the thing is, they were based on the accounts. It was a conflict between some orcs that had fallen. Don't even try it, Tony. Some orcs that had fallen under the sway of some demonic power, and those who did not. Those that did were purged utterly from the world, but many great tribes were lost in the process. And this is why the orcs still have their animosity towards both humans and the demons they believe the humans brought to this world.
They were right.
Thank you.
And that's about what you find in your books. But based on all your research, you guys find out that your next possible piece may reside in what remains of the ruins of the village of Blackridge.
Okay, that looks like that's our goal then.
So we're having breakfast with, what's his name?
Stonehilt.
Stonehilt.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Stonehilt. So what's the special here? What are they good at?
What do you mean? What are they good at?
The special, for breakfast. Anything that's not on the regular menu.
The soup from last night is not usually on the menu for breakfast.
Yeah, I think that maybe
also the baked
Wolfkin
apples.
and dwarves.
The baked apples with the sharp cheddar cheese is usually not on there. But yeah, that's a special.
Okay, now we're getting to it.
I assume they got that cheese from that Broken Bridge place. What's it called? Toll Rock? farms.
Who brings in their supplies?
I get it right locally. My some comes from outskirts, some comes from the community farm at Tall Rock.
Oh, what's your son's name?
My son. I have no living son anymore.
Oh, you put your foot in your mouth on that one.
Perhaps I should use my character voice.
That'd be a good idea.
It's a shame.
If we can ask the innkeep if we could get some provisions for the road.
You mean, can you get them, or will you pay for what you wanted the price of them? Yes, you can get some.
We would like to buy some.
You can pay them, yes.
Yes, we would like to buy some.
Oh, definitely. And you want all just dried goods, or a little bit of fresh, or a mixture of both?
A little bit of fresh, mostly dried.
All right, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. I can definitely get that for you.
Okay.
And once again, I want to say thank you for all your hard labors.
Oh, you're
welcome. It'd be nice
welcome.
to see people coming through again.
I'm sure
Well,
people...
hopefully they won't get abducted anymore,
Would you say
right?
that?
Well, if you truly broke the curse, then we'll see, aren't we? And maybe there'll be more than just a free beer next time. We need some testing time, I suppose.
I think all will be well.
I hope so.
So let's get this breakfast and let's.
I'm still
I don't really
eating.
want to stay here any longer than I have to.
You have no problem getting provisions for the road. Is there anything else besides just the basic provisions that you're going to ask for?
Well, if
Some oil.
That they do not have in abundance.
if Quiverwing comes back, Quiverwing I'm sure comes back for breakfast.
No, they do not come back
They
for
do not come
breakfast.
back. Oh, okay.
Oh, that's
You don't
just,
know why.
Might have to
Normally
go
they do.
check on them after we get done eating.
And we're hanging out with some dogs.
But anyway, yes. So the Wolfkins share their breakfast with you and tell you they're headed off. And they say if you ever go to the far east in the woods, their village is the village of the Wandering Moon.
The Village of the Wandering Moon. I'm going to write that down. And thank you so much for the invitation. If you ever find yourself among the Mallards of the world, just mention my name. Free beer for the night.
She goes, you do realize that most Mallards settled on the coast. That's a lot of places I can get free beer at. I thank you.
Best to you.
Her companion just sort of nods. He hasn't really said much the entire time. But they depart shortly after finishing breakfast to start their journey west towards outskirts.
All right, we'll pack our stuff up as soon as we get it and hit the road. Assuming that the others want to come.
So so you can get, depending on, she will charge you. It's going to be literally just a silver, like normal standard fee for the field. Actually, last time it was half price because it was cursed. But yeah, she's now charging full price because she's no longer cursed too.
1 silver.
Yeah. So it's 1 silver for 1 rations.
All right, I'll take it out of the party funds and for 1 ration. So we need 1, 2, 3.
Why is it got to be
4,
party
5,
funds?
6.
I mean, Siggy and I aren't there.
6.
Not exactly a party expense, is it?
We're buying. I'm buying
Not
for
the
you.
breakfast.
I'm buying for you.
Thanks. I'll just have mine to go.
I'll buy 24 rations.
Oh.
What?
There's 6 of us. There's 6 of us, right?
Yeah, but how much
7.
space do they take up in inventory?
They take 1/4 in the
Yep.
space, which means the poor
Four is 1
and
pound,
the
or basically.
mule harness carries how much?
Well, we'll put a bunch on the mule, and everybody else will carry the extra. We'll split them up.
I really am not very good at that, Zolkrin says. I'm terrible at carrying things.
Fortunately, we don't really track encumbrance, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to get enough. I just wanted to get enough for a couple of days of us on the road, so we didn't have to hunt, and we could make good time. So, we will take off. Well, I can't say we take off. We actually have to find our companions first. We don't know where they
they're
are.
outside somewhere, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah, well, the
they haven't been taken
outside's a
by
big
the,
place. It's
forest.
like northeast, southwest. I don't know. I read
Yeah,
books.
probably is not going to take very long.
Yeah, we're just off the road within sight of the inn.
Oh.
We would see you coming.
Okay. Remember, got a muffin in each hand. Like, hey.
So, Having retrieved your rations, go retrieve the rest of your party, got your rations set up, packed up all your stuff.
You spent the night with a scholar?
You chose to stay indoors with the riffraff.
You literally could see it. You could have come. I could have talked with scholars and books. We could have exchanged information.
Oh, don't worry. You'll run into more scholars.
It's been months. I haven't seen another one. Not one.
It's not been months. You're over-exaggerating again.
They're like fleas. They're everywhere.
They're not like fleas. Please, don't be so disrespectful.
Fine. Let's go.
Okay, yes. That was such a beautiful meal. God, I'm so
basically,
clean.
of course, there's only there's two ways you can go. You can go right back through the marshes again.
No.
And head towards there, or go a bit south and then go across, take the ferry at Broken Bridge, and then head north from there.
Before I head out, I dash a little of my sage perfume on my neck and under my arms.
It works perfectly with your Wolfkin jelly scent, I suppose. You smell great. You smell great.
Smell like a roast turkey in here?
No. Maybe. So.
Hey, Brains, we saw a couple of your people out on the road.
My people?
Mm-hmm. Some Wolfkin.
What'd they say about me? They're lies. They lie a lot. They make stuff up. It didn't happen.
Huh. They didn't mention you, but I'll keep that in mind.
Oh.
Yeah, we should have asked, really.
They're actually on their way to go see an 8-legged oracle that we all know.
Oh, yeah, I just got a little shifty.
we tried to warn them.
Yeah.
Politely.
Yeah, without taking credit for anything.
So what are we doing?
I think we should be heading towards the ferry at the Broken Bridge.
Oh.
I don't feel like going through the swamps again.
That would be a nice change.
I smell nice now. I don't want to smell like a swamp again. At least not anytime soon.
Okay, onto the swamp we go.
I'll talk to Quiverwing, and because I assume we have hours to travel.
What's up, Dane?
Hey,
love you, man. Love you.
Thank you. We're carrying around all these things that we found in the cave. Would you mind looking at them to see if they have magical properties? I know you looked at the ring, but there's these other things, like this creature, the statue, and...
I'm already doing it, bro.
This is just how he concentrates.
I actually concentrate better if you touch me in a certain place.
Yeah.
Do not believe him. Do not go down that dark road.
Oh, sorry. This is I'm gonna sense magic. Is that right? Is that what you want me to do? Takes I think it takes what is it? It's a stretch, 15 minutes per object that I'm holding.
Okay.
I'll roll a 9. I will make it. My 9. Which object should you hand me first?
So I hand you to the four-legged creature with the 3 horns out the front and the tail and the neck ruff.
The horny toad.
I'm sure that's a toad. It's got a kind of a bill in the front. I don't know what this is.
Horny
It has
platypus.
a bill.
Yeah. Not like your bill, but a sharp, pointy, bitey bill.
Yeah, understood.
Yeah, it's strange.
I'll be waiting for the game mommy to give us an answer.
Well, we can do that offline when it's time. I'll also give you the potion that we found.
A 1.
Oh, dragon.
I know lots about the potion.
Potion found where?
So these are what we found in the cave the last session with the orcs. We found
A
a
small
potion.
vial of silvery liquid.
Yep.
That was the last GM.
Yeah,
That was a
those
prior
don't matter
GM.
anymore.
Yeah, they've already been drank.
We also found the Triceratops statuette, but I'm trying to describe it, not saying, because I don't know what a Triceratops is.
Triple horn cow.
Triple horn cow with
Christy
bitey,
triple
with
horn
bitey
cow.
beak. With the banner of the orc clan. You did the
12.
golden ring with the snake
Or
wrap
6.
around. That had a slight hint of necromancy. That's all. That's the only thing we
A hint
identified.
of necromancy.
Just a dash.
Like LaCroix. The LaCroix of necromancy.
LaCroix?
Anyway, so we take the ferry.
So, going a little bit, sort of backtracking towards outskirts and bypassing the swamp, you come back to a road that leads to a bridge that goes over the Kuma River. At least it used to be a large bridge built during the Imperial Age, but it's since collapsed. And there is a ferry boat there, with 3 people on it. So they'll quickly load you all up. They all seem to be rather young people, a young woman and 2 strapping young men with red hair, obviously related, who will load up and take you across the river. They do ask you if anyone's willing, where are you headed? I mean, beyond. Other side.
We're adventurers.
Oh, I gathered that.
We're looking for a friend.
Well, hopefully you'll find him. The 2 boys just don't speak at all. They just don't seem to want to be interested in contact, just getting you across the river. She's the only one that seems to be engaging with the woman. But you take you across the river. As you get to the next pier, there are 2 more red-headed gentlemen who throw the ropes and pull the thing aside, pull the ferry under the dock and lash it down, and then help you unload. Except for no one actually helps you unload. Miserable beast. They just sort of give him the proper amount of space to let him come on and off as he wishes. On that side, there basically is just, you can see there's like a small, short sort of like wooden, I wouldn't say palisade, but sort of a small sort of bulwark of wood, and sort of fields and a series of buildings and so forth. They look like a large sort of like, maybe a huge sort of farm of several different buildings and storehouses, and a road that sort of goes in front of it, but and then goes further away from the direction you want to go. But she just says, good luck in finding your friend.
Thank you. By the way, the inn that way is open now. There's no more curse.
Well, I guess they'll be putting orders in then.
Yep, the proprietor wanted us to spread the word.
Well, we have no need of their inns, but we'll let others know on the road.
Okay. Thank you.
If you need produce, cheese, or some dried meats, you can go up to the community house.
Oh, thank you very much.
If you want trouble, stay on the road. Keep away from us.
No trouble here, thank you.
So, you are on the other side of the Kuma River. You can head north into the wilderness. There really is no visible road from those of the untrained eye. And no easy descent.
We can start pathfinding, I guess.
Who will you designate as your pathfinder?
Wrong game.
Well,
that's the name of the game.
If Siggy doesn't want to do it, I'll do it.
I can do it.
I can do it.
Okay.
Let's let Brains do it. This should be fun.
Yeah. Yes, that's a good idea.
He puts away his books as a guide to pathfinding.
You friend.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. I'll sniff around and I check the trail. I check the trees. I sniff the leaves and the low branches. And holy shit, I actually made it.
Yes.
I have a bushcraft of 5 and I rolled a 3.
This would be the last time we'll be letting him do that.
My bushcraft is 7.
Hey, I was successful, so you can't really complain about it.
No, we can't.
You don't know I'm bad at it.
True.
No. Well, let's just put it this way. You know he's not good at it. He does make some decent choices and forging you through, and apparently does find what remained of possibly an old road that's now overgrown by hundreds of years, centuries even, as based on the way that trees have grown. He's found a path to take you and through the fields, and you soon find yourself in a field of large standing stones. They're not, I guess they're large. The largest is towering almost as high as the Tower of Sighs, a huge obelisk. They lean slightly to the right.
Any markings or inscriptions?
It's pretty much overgrown with vegetation, but the top does appear to be pointy, like a pointy crown, possibly a horned crown that is similar to the Emperor's. Mile markers, but that's all.
Are there any particular orientation that can be maybe ascribed to, like compass points or celestial activities? Or
yes and no. I mean, yeah, there are some that are celestial points, but also there are points that, well, I'll probably let Dane make that. Well,
my grandpa used to tell me that the humans used to sacrifice people in places like these.
Oh, they did.
They're savages.
They had a particularly evil holiday called Thanksgiving.
the giving of thanks. But no one was giving. No one was thankful. It was all darkness. Anyway.
So many Mallard kind died.
Based on what you can see, just the general guess, no, I would just say there's some that possibly could be markers but there's more markers than you think there should be for such things. But, for the general, looking at it, no, you have no current idea. Maybe some test might be in order, perhaps maybe like a legends or something or whatever.
Myths and legends?
I can do a Myths and Legends. Oh,
Not
a 12. That would actually be a pretty bad.
I got a 4. Comfortably successful.
I did not make it. That's really rare.
You believe it's... Well, you're currently still confused as far as why there's so many markers, Dane. But that is not true for you. God, damn it, I almost forgot your name already. Sigyn.
It's only been 31 episodes.
There's about 80, based on the markers and how many they are, they denote and so forth, and where you see them, there probably was originally about, like 90 plus smaller stones in between or various, but based on the stones that are standing up and where they're located, these were called quaddantes, which were in the Empire. They had a time, they broke up their days into 96 Dantes, and quarter Dantes were equal to 4 of these. Apparently, the 96 Dantes were equal to the number of teeth that dragon were born with. And this is apparently some sort of large sundial, or at least was at some point. Some sort of timekeeping device.
Fucking metric system.
Or a draconic system.
The goddamn draconic system.
But to be out here in the middle of nowhere is kind of odd, but then maybe it wasn't nowhere at some point. Obviously, since you have to go much further, you think, or it has to be, since Black Ridge is beyond this point, it could be of importance, but you don't really know.
Okay, I will relay those findings to Dane. And consider I think we've found all we can at this point. We've quite the distance to go.
I'll sketch them out of my book.
Okay. And then it begins to rain. Not hard, but steady and annoying, sort of. Is it, and last I recall, it was still spring, or was it early summer?
Yeah, early summer.
Early summer. There's not the worst of it isn't down upon you, just sort of a steady rain that doesn't impede too much, and then dries up and slows down every once in a while, sort of almost stops. But your Pathfinder will still need to give me yet another. None.
Oh, fun.
Made it with a 9.
Oh, shit. You're pathfinding?
Well, since I was looking at the stones, I figured I could poke around for the path.
Fine.
Look, a clock is right twice a day.
Actually, with it being bent over, sort of laying aside, probably not ever. It's the clay. Someone's actually broken it, so yeah, pretty much it's not broken, but it is now laying with
Peyronie's disease.
Yeah. Something like that. Basically, you do find what appears to be the hallmarks of where that valley is supposed to be. The valley is supposed to be a line beyond this sort of cleft of mountains that sort of rise up very, very, let's say abruptly, but sort of rather dramatically. And between them, there is a road. You almost find some of the ancient cobbles on this road leading into the valley, leading into the stones. It's not if you're worried about an ambush point, you think that if the problem is that it's the actual parts that would be level for someone to attack from are far too high, and the signs are too steep to actually stand on. So it does seem fairly safe in that sense, but it is a bit daunting. And then as you come around the bend in this thing, you come upon the barrier.
Like the Great Barrier in Star Trek? I mean,
it's a barricade of sorts.
Okay.
In the valley, between two hills.
What is this?
The road is blocked by a barricade that seems to be a mixture of orc palisades, dwarven structures, elven ironwork, thorny hedges possibly grown by halflings, and other things of undeterminate origins. And various placards in different materials and different languages have been painted in various parts of the barricade.
What language?
Yeah, what is it?
Well, give me a language roll.
Oh, this will be fun.
I made it.
I did not.
I didn't even try.
Yeah,
Dane,
Yes.
it takes you a little time to realize as you go through it. It is, just depending on where you look at the barrier and how you can see it. But all the text, the placards of the lesson on the barricade, warning visitors to turn back immediately and to go no further. Do not go beyond this line. And the dialects vary in age and kin origin.
I'll be reading these all aloud and explaining it out loud too. This is from a period of could be several hundred years. This could possibly be up to 1,000. From the dialects, it's hard to gauge region, but this is Halfling. This is blah blah blah. This is Nightkin, possibly Goblin.
So it's saying keep out.
No, I mean, like for instance, the Elven one says, "Thy path and fate does not lie beyond this barrier. It only ends, and not in a shining land beyond, but only into lost desert of unknowing doom."
Oh, it's warnings,
Turn
warnings.
away. Dwarven way says, "There is no treasure, there is no glory, there's nothing beyond these walls, but the forgotten. Be forgotten, continue forward. Be remembered, turn back."
So keep out.
Basically, keep out.
Yeah.
Halfling saying, keep out. No food.
If I could read this, that would piss me off.
Oh, there is a sign that just has like a little walking man with an X on it. Saying, just like,
I'd tear it off. It's on the ground, stomp on it.
It is kind of odd that all these races together would make this barrier.
well, why don't you give me a myths and legends? That'll probably be
All right.
something else that would be useful information, I suppose.
Yep. Made it.
The thing is, not all of them did it at the same. They were not done at the same time.
No, I know that because I could tell by the ages of the dialects that it was
Yeah.
different times. But
It's
the fact
over a
that
600-year period. These were added.
Yeah, but
every single one. But
yeah.
But Dane, are you saying there's a bunch of races behind this gated community?
Well, they did speak in Halfling.
But
The Tower of Florida.
Tyr would like to know why I don't have a dump button.
Yeah.
But the barricade. Yeah, so the barricade's been here for quite some time. People have added to it as they've encountered or something has happened.
Can we bypass it?
You will have to, probably in order to bypass it, you will need to climb over the barrier, or you can possibly destroy it, or try and destroy it, make a big enough hole to get through. Just so you know, as you guys are looking at this barrier, Miserable Beast looks over at it, moves his ears back and forth, steps away, shakes vigorously, and all your packs and everything just literally just fall off of it, and he walks over to a field, and then begins hopping for a little bit, and then and then he nibbles on something and pulls it apart readily, and then starts grazing like normal.
What the hell
found
just...
a
What's
rat
that
in the
sound?
field.
What
He
the,
nibbled
was
on
that?
something?
He's hunting.
Oh,
He was left without meat for too long, it seems.
There's something unnatural about that beast.
There was
You
probably
think?
a thinking being in the field that he had to go kill.
I'm just glad it wasn't one of us this time.
How did it just shake off?
But all you don't know. I mean, literally, there was a whole entire thing of trying to, taking lots of who was going to actually tighten the thing on him, and you finally get that settled at the end, and yet he just shakes it off, and then just walks out in the field and goes hunting whatever it was in the tall grass that he killed. You don't know what it is. All you just see his muzzle come up, bloody and red. He does stop and look over at you, like, what the fuck? And then goes back to eating.
Red wings, all right.
Maybe it was, maybe it was roses and it may have...
Well, time to shoulder our own packs for once.
Yes, the only way around the barrier is either to climb it or to try and break a hole big enough to squeeze through.
So it just goes right up to the walls of the valley. There's no climbing over the valley.
No, but like I said, the walls are too sheer, so you're looking at to go climb over the barrier or break through it.
How high is it? Did you say?
I did not.
How high is it? Say it.
How high do you want it to be, Nathan?
Yeah, but
But you fail, you will pay.
Try to
If
get
you
over it.
succeed, there will nothing be but glory on the path before you. Or
Say we try to go through.
Unless you listen to the placards, in which case it's just doom and you'll never be seen again.
How about I try and climb up atop it?
Can I help? We can maybe do it together.
Yeah, I'll climb up and look over.
Okay, just an acrobatics roll to.
I'll give the help action.
That counts as the boon, right?
Yes,
How do you help
it
him?
should.
Oh, help her.
4 and a 2. I passed.
Oh, yes.
Without the help
Yes.
action.
Yeah, it's really no big deal. Yes, you're able to ascend the barrier and even find a good footing place to look over it.
And what do I see?
You see a road that continues. And then there is shimmering, and in front of it there appears to be, I think, maybe a mallard over there in front of the shimmering light.
Mallard?
Shimmering barrier. Or maybe your elven eyes deceive you.
I go look more closely.
Yeah, but no people, or just
There's just you just see
Just
a
the
shimmering in the air of all the colors of the rainbow in front of him, like some sort of pearly display. You can barely glimpse what you think is the village beyond, but it's too blurry from where you are at this point.
Quiverwing, I might need your insight.
Want a boost?
Hey, sure.
I can send down a rope.
I'm not. Okay.
That would be useful.
Yes. So,
Still can't fly.
yeah, I'll send down a rope.
Okay.
And if he chooses to climb up, I will indicate the strange shimmer that I see.
So you climb up. You do see the same shimmering barrier, which seems to rise up to the sky and fade. And it goes all along the valley, so it basically blocks the whole entire way forward. And a road going to it that's in the same disheveled condition as your road. And outside that road, there seems to be I'm sorry, I'm mistaken, Chris. I should have described it. There appears to be a small tent, several tables, and a mallard sitting in front of the barrier, sort of looking.
Okay.
Pointing at his
robes.
beak.
Yes, tapping on his beak.
Well, his insight would still be appreciated. So what do you make of this? It seems that...
A thoughtful mallard with a tent.
He walks back over the table, writes something down.
Do I recognize him at all? Or?
It happens to be you, actually.
You don't know
15
every
years from
mallard.
now.
I don't know. Do you recognize him at all?
Are you from Ohio? Do you know Bob?
He's a bit too far. You'll probably have to get closer to ask him.
Okay.
But, he does not seem immediately familiar to you. I don't think.
But there's no way around the shimmering barrier, and the barrier the tent lies between us and the barrier, right?
Push the
The what?
plumage down,
Yes.
and then I wave hello.
He does not seem to. He's not looking back towards your direction. He seems to be only facing the barrier and going back to his tent and looking at the books on his table, making notes.
So should we come over?
So we are still assessing the danger.
I'll go up.
Hey there, let me give you a hand.
Thank you.
Can an arrow pierce that veil?
You're too far away at this point.
Yeah, it's
Even with
a couple hundred yards, I would wager.
Yeah.
you can't shoot that far?
If the winds are going the right direction.
Which they're not.
Yeah, I don't fall. I made a 6 under an 8 with the boon, and I climb up.
Oh, going a little risky there.
I only have an acrobatics of 8.
Well, I can
so-
sneak ahead further and see what I can make out.
Yeah,
So-
let's. I'll go with
Right.
you.
Well, we have to get in a position where we can help you, so I'm coming up.
Korgan, do you want a hand?
Who? What?
Korgan,
So-
I'm giving
yeah.
people boosts.
Okay.
I don't need a hand from you. Please. Sure.
Give Karyn a hand. All the height
So why
disadvantage.
don't all of
folk.
you going over, why don't you just give me an acrobatics roll at a boon?
Okay.
Shit.
Actually-
I passed. I'm sorry. It would have been better if I failed.
I passed on both.
I got a 3.
Okay.
Thanks for training me up in that acrobatic skill.
I got 1,000.
So, without an instance, you're all able to get over the barrier and walking down the
Barely,
road.
but yeah.
Walking down the road, you can reach the small encampment of the well-dressed Mallard with a book in hand. Dane, the thing you notice is the embroidered symbol on the tent. That's showing a book and candle in the silver circle of your guild.
That's my guild.
It's your
He,
guild?
like, excited, he runs like a kid.
Wait.
Don't cross the shimmering.
No, he's on this side. He's
Balor tries to keep up with him with his shorter legs, and it's not a good. It looks comical.
I turned to Quiverwing. He's like, so glad I thought to try and sneak up to this gentleman.
You might have even told him that. He forgot.
He is absent-minded after all.
I just sigh.
Hello, brothers. Hello.
Good lord. Yeah.
He's out of breath. He's like, Dan Ringson, junior scholar, book and candle, chapter and verse. He knows location.
I don't
Pleasure to
get
meet you.
suspicious until we do the hand signal. Yeah. Yes. You
Did
definitely
they have
oughta
to do the
just-
thing with the cod piece?
It's tradition.
The man raises one eyebrow looking at you and goes, tradition.
Tradition.
It's
Boy,
tradition.
the barber would be
Men.
so proud.
He does turn when he looks and looked at you, quivering. My goodness. Look at look at his hair. Amazing clothes.
Thank you.
Oh,
Please,
hi,
I don't deserve such praise.
I believe it is a side effect of the magic. I'm actually cataloging it day by day to see how it.
No.
No?
Mallards have really good hair. Good
He
feathers.
went to hymns.com. And
Oh, no. We encountered one that
paying us, Cooper. Shut up.
one that completely plucked himself every day.
I tell him to go pluck himself all the time.
Was one of the most
He
disturbing
looks
things.
around and finds a small book and a note. Where was this Mallard found and his name?
Oh, I have copious notes here. Here, in fact, I've made an extra copy.
Oh, there you are. That's a junior scholar. Put it in that pile.
He does so.
Cantus Boyote is my name. I am a high scholar of the Book and Candle Guild. I'm here studying the shimmering barrier here.
I don't trust him.
An honor to meet you.
Well, I'm sure it is.
That's what I said to Siggy. To Siggy, I don't trust him.
I don't trust him either. So, Cantus, was it?
Yes.
What can you tell us of this shimmering barrier?
Surprisingly less than I would like to. Not because I don't want to, I just don't know enough.
What happens when you touch it?
I don't.
No.
Don't touch the barrier.
No.
Don't do it.
I've tested it with
Certainly don't touch it without licking your finger
I have
first.
tested it with various substances with no effect on the magical barrier.
Do
It is magical.
items pass through? Do they stop at the barrier?
You pass through and I lose sight of them, except for one. Watch this. He goes and gets a bell. He looks, actually sort of goes, yes, that's nothing really happens. He looks at you, Dane, and goes, well, except for one thing, of course.
Oh?
What is
Interest to be piqued. Look for knowledge, boy.
No, it's like one eyebrow shot way up. And it's like,
Except for one substance. Very expensive.
what would that be, sir?
Dimetarium!
He's making notes.
Guano Draconis.
Oh, Guano Draconis. I was going to be my second guess.
Fossilized dragon dung. Watch. Everyone, watch, and some of you learn. And he takes some pebbles out and tosses them into the thing. They start to glow and then shoot away inside the barrier. Accelerated speed.
Fascinating.
Exactly. Everything else just goes and disappears, but dragon guano seems to have some sort of propellant power.
What if you were to wrap somebody in dragon guano and throw them in there?
Do you know how rare it is to find to find Guano Draconis? There are no dragons. There haven't been dragons for hundreds of years.
So why are you wasting it all, throwing it through there?
Knowledge.
So this is a dragon transportation device.
I almost took you for a master craftsman, but you have none of the suit of a blessed forgeman.
Wait, I had to. Please. Balor gets almost starts to. Balor looks like he's going to cry. He goes, wait, you don't understand. My essence was wiped off me, and oh, please forgive me. Where is for a smithy, please? Oh, my word for a smithy.
I vouch for him, sir. He is quite often covered in soot.
My dear flightless scholar, I must ask you, are you making the assumption or attempting to prove the thesis that this is a dragon transportation device?
No.
Okay.
Neither of those things. It is the only substance that has reacted to the barrier. And, well, I don't know why or what that means, but it may tell some property of the barrier once I figure out more things about the nature of the Guano Draconis.
What if you had a dragon scale? Would a dragon scale have the same issue?
It's quite possible it would, but one cannot spare such expense. The Guano enough was expensive to acquire.
Have you tried anything else from the time period of the Empire?
Coins.
So, regardless of where you throw the dragon droppings in, do they all go to the same direction, or do they go straight the way? They all just
accelerate away out of my ability to see them anymore, but they do glow and boom, they're gone.
There is some other device somewhere where
everything else just disappears.
Where there's a boatload of dragon poop just sitting at the other end.
Well, it's going to be just a bunch of pebbles, but yes, not a boatload.
So dragon outhouse.
So what I believe you found here is a dragon transportation device.
Indeed. And why would dragons need to... You mean to teleport them back to wherever they came from? But it's kind of odd considering the history of Blackridge, which is supposed to be that mysterious, that village beyond. Yes. It was destroyed by dragons.
Yeah, but what the dragons didn't know was that Blackridge was actually built to be an exact duplicate of the real Blackridge, which was right next door, but just facades.
A fake Blackridge next to the real Blackridge.
How better to throw the dragons off the scent?
You could have thrown the dragons off. And perhaps Cato, the curious, survived somehow.
Cato?
Did I mention I've been drinking tonight?
Yes. Yes, you had.
Okay, thank you. I mean, that's my
Sounds
disclaimer.
like a story my cousin Mongo told me once.
Very well. I will take that in advisement. And he goes back, picks up a book, and makes some notes in it.
Oh, jeez.
And it seems like he's not particularly interested in anything else except for just like going over his notes and writing some things down.
Have we ever seen or heard of anybody having an actual piece of a dragon? Of any piece of a dragon? A claw, a fang, a scale, a barb. A bit of dragon's saliva.
You have, but not particularly in the valley that you're aware of. But yes, you have known mages and academics who have had, dragon parts, and some warriors that have had some dragon scales, but they don't live anywhere. They're not in the valley, as far as you're aware.
That's what his real mission should be.
It's very rare because most of them withdrew, from this valley area, and the empire fell, going about their own business. But there's not. I mean, there's dragons in the world. They're just not around here.
Okay.
So have you tried affixing the dragon droppings to other items and then casting them in?
He's like, well, they literally are like pebbles. Like it's like literally just. He's like.
Have you bound them to perhaps an arrow with some line and cast it through?
It's very expensive.
Good science requires testing.
Which I've done some testing, starting
but
off.
Not this testing.
No, I haven't done that type of testing. Like if there's a limit to how far the barrier goes. He looks at you, Dane.
Yes, sir. I'm standing by to take notes.
We'll give you a small pouch. Powder it till it's fine.
He's off on a rock and he's...
We'll need a glue that is not going to in any way deter the nature of the velocity and the accuracy of the arrow. I will ask, I'm assuming that you will have such a device and such skill, my lady.
I've got a fine arrow and a bow that should suffice.
Excellent. Then we'll try your acceleration.
It's a moon rune inscribed longbow, he says, as he's a wonderful find. Very
really?
ancient. Yes.
I had not realized who I was in the presence of. Wait, you said find.
Mm-hmm.
Not
yes.
Given. Oh, well. Very well, all right.
What does that mean?
Oh, it's nothing. So
here you
we'll
are, sir.
Put the tip on the bow. We'll just need to... He goes in his tent. This adhesive should work. Here, give it to you. Spread it on there, but don't get it on your fingers. And then dust it with the dragon guano. Oh, I mean, sorry. Guano Draconis. It sounds less disgusting that way.
Does it?
All right.
I mean, it's still fossilized poop, but you know.
Yes, it does sound more elegant that way.
Balor, would you check the accuracy of this weapon?
Well, of course. Let me take a look.
You sure just want to have the...
Yes, it's a fine weapon.
It's a master
yes,
craftsman.
I made a roll. Yes, this is fine. Wait, make a little adjustment. Yes, it's perfect now. Go. Thankfully, I looked it over. It should fly true.
Well, wield another moonbow. Fire the arrow through the barrier.
I will go ahead and do so.
Okay. You fire the bow, and it sort of like, boom, hits it. It's almost in slow motion as it begins to glow, and then suddenly it's off like a missile and lost. It goes in fast.
Perfect.
That is very interesting. It apparently had the velocity that it had when it entered, and that was greatly accelerated as well.
You sent through any volunteers?
No. There are signs on the barrier in every language known to thinking creatures saying don't go through it, so I'm not going to go through it, nor am I going to send anyone through it.
Just push him through. No,
Hey, Korgan. Hey, Korgan, you want to go through? You want to go fast?
Perhaps you should...
Darg will go through the barrier.
Dark fears not your barrier.
Okay.
Dog's rubbing dung on him right now. He's like, I'm going to fly.
I understand this. I mean, there's very little of this stuff. He literally has maybe a container about this size full of it. He's just pouring some pebbles off to be there. There's not much.
So it doesn't require the dung to go through the barrier. The dung is the only thing that just has an apparent effect.
We just want to make sure we have no dung on us.
You can easily go through the barrier. People obviously have.
But have they?
I am just not going through the barrier.
But have they come back?
Not that anyone's ever noted. Surely someone who came through would have bragged. And get what's odd, young Dane, is there's actually no one even lying about the fact that they've come back from there.
So how do they know to put the warnings on the wall?
Well, let's think about it. If your brother goes through and you do not, and he never returns, would you not warn someone else not to go through?
Not necessarily. The happenings could have occurred well beyond the wall.
And what if you had an army and you kept sending soldiers through, and none of them ever returned?
Maybe the place they're going to is better.
I don't know what method they came to discern that this place was dangerous, but I believe them.
And the one you mentioned, Cato, was it?
Oh, Cato the Curious. He was a sorcerer that served the Emperor Dane.
I love that name.
He served the Emperor and he was studying this place?
No, he lived in Blackridge, I believe. It was part of his fiefdom or something. But apparently he had betrayed the Emperor. And when the Emperor found out, he had Cato's tower and the entire village destroyed by dragonfire.
Can I make a roll against my studies, my myths and legends, to see if I know anything about this, if I've heard about this matter?
Refuting his myth and legend?
I succeeded, actually.
Oh.
Yes. About 700 years ago, the sorcerer Cato the Curious served the dragon Emperor Dane. In the winter of his life, the Emperor's magician betrayed his master. Once his disloyalty was discovered, Cato's tower and the surrounding village of Black Ridge was consumed by dragonfire at the Emperor's decree. Stories, of course, persist that Cato still haunts the ruins, but the tower is supposed to have been filled with treasures that could not be destroyed by fire itself. But no one who has gone there has ever returned with any such treasure. Or at all.
They're just not as smart as we are.
No brains, they're not.
Find that tower and get that treasure.
Well, if we could go through there, we don't know what will happen, but...
Sir, how long are you going? Is your research stint planned for, if I may ask?
That is undetermined, but probably no. Obviously, I'm not going to stay here till winter. I'm going to probably head back in a couple of days to, resupply and that kind of thing.
Oh. Well, our path leads us around through under this barrier. How we get through is yet to be determined. But
well, Dane, if you go through that barrier, you may not return. But you will gain an incredible amount of knowledge that is unknown to the world out here. Once documented, it could possibly be returned in some way.
Oh, Jesus. He's already
if anyone
running through.
can bring someone back, a young scholar of the
Oh, no, don't
Broken
say...
Candle could possibly
I tackle Dane before he leaps through there.
Wait,
Dane, no! Stop, Dane!
Because junior scholar you will not be any longer. Unfortunately, my infirm bones are not built for adventure, such as that. And I do have to report back to the council of the knowledge known. He sits down at his chair. Brains.
Well, if you are to report to the castle,
at his desk.
perhaps I can impart upon you to one of my travel journals with my adventures so far.
And I will impart with you one of my series of lecture books.
Oh, I would be honored,
You're
sir.
carrying that. You're carrying that. I'm not carrying that.
I'm not
Series of
carrying
lecture
that.
books. This is a basic, quick essays of various lectures for things about various beasts that lie throughout the world, be it Minotaur, or dragon, or whatever.
Well,
Hopefully that will be useful to you in your travels, young scholar.
I have also a collection of creatures and beasts and that we have encountered as a group. Undead rites from the time of the emperors and false oracles.
They are so
and
prolific. False oracles.
False oracles.
Oh.
Spider, arachnid. Oracle.
Oh, well, here's the records. Well, the oracle is a giant old spider.
Was the giant old spider.
No, there is another one.
Oh.
He goes, well, it's always a spider when it comes back or it's dead or whatever. It always returns. The oracle spirit is not one that's bound by at any time.
Just likes a lot of legs. It's very strange.
Well, yes, I suppose.
But the spirits of long dead tribes of orcs and all manner of creatures and items.
I was wondering when I saw that sticking under that man's ass.
Oh, God.
But I thought, surely no one would be so foolish.
No, he is that
After
foolish.
all, carrying that banner around and orcs to see it from a distance, so poorly handled, may incite them to attack just on basic decency.
He has no respect.
Oh, they will definitely show him some.
He barely has any hygiene skills.
Oh.
Well, he looks over at Balor and goes, well, some of you do.
Oh, so shiny. I'm all shiny right now.
Well,
oh, stop that. Don't you hurt me. I'm wounded.
But while there is great knowledge to be achieved beyond the barrier, there is even greater risk of never returning.
So, Cantus, have you sent a line through? Cantus, whatever your name was. Cantus.
No.
Can't this be love?
I like that idea.
You can carry a line if you
That
like.
would be valuable.
We fix the line to a rock, throw it through, and see if we can draw it back out.
I agree. We should try that. I believe I have a rope.
Well,
there's many rocks lying about.
Yes,
it's a matter of whether or not we wish to sacrifice a piece of our.
Don't use the
ropes.
dung. That would be bad.
Well, I'd be very curious to see how that ends up.
I'd be curious to see how it ends up with the dung and without.
I've been curious if the amount of time we spend here, if the donkey doesn't just walk up and go through the barrier. But.
Well, then that would solve many problems on that side of the barrier, I think.
All our stuff's on this side.
You do hear the bay of a donkey.
Oh.
And look back, and standing on the barrier.
He's gazing.
He's a miserable beast. He looks bored, and then just disappears over the back on his side, away from you.
I have a supplement on that creature. Don't approach it. And it approaches you, drop anything you're carrying and get away.
Right. It doesn't look particularly healthy. Should it be climbing things?
It's even more unhealthy to be around it. It eats wolves.
I slapped Korgan in the back of the head.
Who do you want? Dad?
Well, then, as these goings on go on, I will...
Say it again?
Yeah, let's do the rock and a rope thing.
I'll take the rock and a rope and cast it through and
let's secure the rope on this end of the tree or something.
Cast the rock through.
And it's secure. We secured a rope to a tree, so it doesn't get pulled away.
Well, there's no trees on the side. You can secure it all. You can hold on to the rock.
I secure it to the Mallard.
Rope.
The rope to the table, where it says.
So secure it to the table.
Well, there's no dung on the rock, so it'll not accelerate at least.
So it just goes through.
Dung on the rocks! Ain't no big surprise.
Unlike the dung-dusted arrow or the pebbles of Guano Draconis, the rock just seems to disappear on the rope when you toss it. And when you pull, only it just sort of like pops right out, stopping exactly where it ended the barrier. So basically the rope
got cut.
It's almost like it's cut. But when you look at it,
does it appear like burned or anything?
No, it just appears to have dissolved or something. Just sort of
ceased to be.
I would just say just ceases to be. Yeah, I just sort of But otherwise undamaged.
So, Quiverwing. I mean, obviously this barrier is some form of magic. Would there be some way to part it, to gain access? Anything you could tell us?
Yeah, can you discern the type of magic which creates it?
I mean, you are the great magician with amazing plumage.
I'm standing right here.
Yes, that's why we're asking you.
Yeah,
Never said that to me.
He's talking to you.
We're talking directly to you.
Yeah.
I don't think that this man is being very scholarly. I don't think that this Mallard is...
Sir, please don't listen. He's eaten a bad breakfast. He obviously doesn't mean that.
Do not trifle with mages. Let them speak. Go on.
There are so many different ways that the truth of what's happening here could be learned, but he's allowing himself to be stopped by silly things like money.
And also the threat of death.
Yeah. Knowledge is its own reward. The gems that arise from such an investigation are just the expenses to get at the knowledge, which is the true gold.
Dane's face is just like drained of all color, like aghast, just absolutely aghast.
Thank you, Mage Quiverwing, for your observation. It is noted.
You're welcome.
Well, who's going through?
I hold Mallards to a higher standard. I'm just saying.
What? Well, we should be.
We can presume that any one of us that does go through the barrier does not possess the ability to immediately return. So I suggest it be...
we don't know the truth because this gentleman who's been researching the truth of this situation has been remiss in his scholarly duties.
Oh, no. He is gathering background information first before proceeding to higher levels of his
destination. He's doing the easy
That's
science.
standard operating procedure.
The easy knowledge acquisition.
He's waiting for someone else to do it and tell him.
Yeah.
He goes, no, actually I have to do all the background before I can actually get a guild-approved party to go through.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well,
good luck with that.
How long have you been awaiting this? How long have you been awaiting this level of detail that you require for the party?
I've only been here a month.
You understand that?
My peers will determine if I've gathered enough information to grant me that possibility of having an expedition.
This expensive dragon poop that you've been throwing in for our amusement and entertainment.
Wow. Yeah.
That was an enticement for one of us to go through on our own to increase your knowledge. I should expect.
To show you what has the only reaction in here, and that you should not go through.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there may be knowledge to be gained. I don't see any reason to go through until we have any idea what else is affected by it properly.
Okay, right.
Would you not say the same, Dane Ringson?
Sir, I believe in your methods totally.
On the other hand, we are here for an adventure.
He goes, that's admirable, but you should also... he's looking at as he points at the other... Well, just to take a beta... Yes, very well. All right.
Your nose smells of tainted feathers.
This is getting annoying.
Always watch the brown plumes.
While this discussion is going on, Dane is rummaging through his bag looking for something.
Okay. And what do you find?
He's looking for his...
That dead hooker? Oh, wait.
Yeah. He's looking...
That's my character.
He's looking for
his... Beast already ate it.
He's looking for his circlet.
Okay.
Oh. Sure.
Once it starts to sprinkle, he begins collecting his books and so forth, and moving to the tent, and a few others. He does pull out some sort of some sealskin tarp that he puts over parts of the table to cover it from water.
Now, is the shimmering barrier, is it like dome-shaped, or is it sort of a flat, straight up and down?
Unfortunately, you can't see if it curves. It goes too high. If it does, it may curve up, but you can't wait. Just right now, it just seems to be a straight barrier going up. You think it's a flat wall. Yes, it's flat. We'll go with flat.
Well, my friends, it seems that we have little choice but to find a longer way around this barrier to the village we seek to visit, or
he does go. You do realize it encircles the entire village.
But is this our destination village, or is this the one we're trying to go around?
It's the destination.
That's the destination village.
Oh, well, if I see very few choices left available to us, my friends.
You see, like, Dane tightening the straps on his pack, adjusting the
Balor
sword
knows
belt.
what's about to happen. He's getting ready to go.
Dane, come with me. I want you to come look at this. And I start pointing at something at the edge of the barrier.
Oh, is this where you push me through?
Yes, this is where I push you through.
There's no need. So Dane actually, he's like, I knew this was going to happen.
It does begin and it does begin to rain.
So Dane actually, it's like
you guys told me not to touch it.
Balor just steps through. He goes, fuck it, and he just steps through.
You step through.
Yes.
Okay.
Dane will follow.
Make a new character.
My new character, Balor Banefire, shows up. This was a bad idea.
Balor, my brother, Balor.
Hello. I'm Tumen Artisan.
I keep thinking of a certain cyberpunk campaign.
Yeah, I remember with Jeremy.
Yeah.
God rest his soul.
Yes. So, anyway, you step to... So, Sean, your character steps to the barrier.
Yeah.
Tyr, your character is nudged to the barrier.
He takes his sword out, has his circlet on, and goes through the barrier.
The rest of you?
I wait to hear if I hear any screams.
You don't. As soon as they pass the barrier, you cannot see them at all. They simply just gone, and you can see the blurry, as before, the shimmering rainbow barrier, and maybe the possible blurry image of a village in the distance. And that's all you see.
I lick my finger and then go finger burst through the barrier.
He disappears as he goes through.
Like he entirely disappears, or his finger disappears and he just keeps disappearing as he walks through.
No, he just sort of, if he continues walking, he just goes through. Yeah.
Bloody stumped.
I don't like not knowing.
So I stick my head back through. Guys, it's nothing really.
When the scholar looks at his he looks at his table, there'll be a field journal there.
Okay.
Right then, shall we follow through, or shall we
abandon Balor?
And the rest of them.
I got to tell you, Siggy, I'm feeling bad about our friends going through the barrier.
I'm not sure if I feel bad about it yet.
Well, you should. That's all Karyn said. You should really feel bad about it. As she looks at the chair that's not been occupied because the crowd's inside the tent that's down. You should really feel bad.
They volunteered.
Well,
I feel bad because we really needed them to find the fourth piece.
Well, the fourth
piece. Guys, you remember
Balor
has 3 pieces of the statues.
No, you don't. You don't have all 3. I have 1 piece.
I thought you gave it to me.
No, I didn't give it.
That is one thing. They do have all 3 pieces are now in the barrier.
Hold on a second.
If we don't go through that barrier, we don't get them, we failed our quest. And all of the entire valley, and more than likely, the civilized world as we know it.
Dex Ox Machina. By default, you will have to go into the barrier.
So, we didn't see anything shoot off into the distance the way we did with the dragon poop?
Yeah, nothing. It just disappeared.
Even the pieces of the dragon statue?
Nope, nothing. You saw nothing at all. They just sort of there one moment, they stepped through and they were gone. Back to your same, rainbow shirt. Karyn goes, well, I'm not a brave one, but I do like a good ending to a story. And all the pieces we need are now there, except for at least 3 of the pieces we need are all over there.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't really finish our quest sitting around here. Are we giving up the quest entirely? In which case I will leave the valley and go home. Or are we completing the quest and going through?
Are there snacks nearby?
No. There are not.
Well, as they say, never straight, always gaily forward. And I just stepped through the barrier.
Oh, she's the best at bowman. Well, actually, Karyn will wait until see what you do quick. If she's going, you're going, right? Quiverwing?
Well, I said no as Quiverwing goes in, or as Siggy goes in.
Karyn goes, well, you have lightning bolt, so that is kind of my only thing that's going to keep me not going through that barrier. Because there is a creepy donkey back there.
I think he must come.
But the donkey?
Yeah.
No, I don't think he needs to come.
There's something.
He went back on the other side of the barrier.
Let's hope he never does.
There's something unusual about that donkey.
You don't say.
I'm a master of the animal kin, and
I thought just basic observation was your keynote. Don't touch it.
Well,
yep.
Well,
Are we going through the barrier or not? If we're not, that's fine. I just didn't know what you.
Let's go through together.
I just don't want to be left here without a lightning bolt. Man.
Take my wing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's not my wing.
On 3.
Take my wing.
2.
What are we going on? Jump.
Well, it's 1, 2, 3, go. Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3, and I push her.
Okay, she's gone.
And then I go in right after her.
So, that just leaves Brains and Korgan on the other side of the barrier?
No, just Korgan, because Brains went through.
No, just
Korgan tries this, like, I don't know, but he's too close, and he drops it in anyway, so.
Passing through the shimmering barrier, you find yourselves at the edge of a small village. A flock of sheep amble around a bit further away. A simple path leads to the village, which consists of modest houses centered around a tall black tower. On the outside of the tower is a rocky outcrop, which looks like a large relief carving in stone. The air is cool, the light is fading, and crows circle the tower above. and what looks like a large flagpole sticks out the side of its top. And that's where we'll end.
Hi, this is Matt, the co-host of the Advanced Age Role-Playing Gamers podcast, and you've been listening to our latest actual play, Mirth, Magic, and Mayhem, using the Dragonbane TTRPG from Free League Publishing, based on the classic Swedish role-playing game Dragonbane. If you like what you hear, please follow, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and anywhere else you find podcasts. We also really appreciate feedback and chatting with folks, so feel free to tweet us, comment on our YouTube, or leave us a review so we can reach even more people. You can also visit our website at www.theaarpgs.com, where you can read more about the cast, listen to old episodes, and even shop our store for cool Geek Chic merchandise. This story features Malcolm and Nathan as co-GMs. Malcolm will also be playing the role of Karyn, a halfling bard. Nathan will be playing the role of Brains, a Wolfkin thief. Our players for this story are Tyr as Dane Ringson, a human scholar. Sean as Balor Banefire, a dwarven smith. Chris as Sigyn, an elven huntress. Anthony as Korgan Stonehammer, a halfling fighter. And Tim as Quiverwing, the Mallard Mage. Character artwork created by Nemesis to Anthony Cupo and friend of the show, Jody P. Schaefer, whose work you may recognize from Metacopolis, Marikari, Megas XLR, and MTV's Downtown. Contact him when the time is right. You'll know how and when. Music licensed through Dark Fantasy Studios and SoundCube. Sound effects by Nathan, using Krotos Weaponizer, Studio, and Dehumanizer, using libraries from Boom Library, SoundCube, Krotos, and his own recordings. So thank you again for taking time to sit down with us at our gaming table. And until next time, remember, you're never too old to roll.